Welcome everybody, here I am, Skid Row. Welcome business agility lover. Are you ready to rumble? Follow me on Rumble from now on as well. All the links are in the description of the YouTube video. Welcome LinkedIn, welcome Twitter. Let's see on Twitter. Friday Live Agile with your host, Coach AF. Friday Live Agile with your host. All right. Skid Row, mesdames et messieurs. Hello, Picula. Welcome to this after the intro. Welcome, Picula. Thank you for watching. And we'll get to your question first, even though if I got a couple of questions already. All right. So how are you doing this week? How this week was almost as very beautiful as it was for me. So do like V Pecula and ask your questions in the chat. And if you rewatch it, because we're live on this Friday, February the 4th, 2022, but you could still ask your question in the comment below, wherever you want, on LinkedIn, Twitter, Rumble, and YouTube. Ask me anything Friday on the Friday Live Agile with your host, Coach F. So welcome everybody. Already 25 people all across the board watching. Vipekula, welcome. I'll get to your questions after this moment of intro. Yes. The intro music was from Skid Row. Here I am. So let's go to Julieta, because Julieta asked me before going live something. So let's go. Let's do something creative actually. All right, guys, are you ready to rumble? And again, I invite you to follow me as well. Now, on Rumble, we are called They're Real Agile, like our podcasts. So that's going to be amazing. So let's do something for Julieta right now. So yes, indeed.
Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, February 3rd. On board. Let's go for a walk. See some action. Let's go for a walk, guys and girls and everybody. Those folks. Amazing. So we'll come back to there. Let's walk towards Parliament Hill, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great day.
It's live now from Ottawa. This is a live stream from Machine Everywhere, the YouTube channel of Machine Everywhere, live right now in Ottawa.
A couple centimeters forecasted for the near future, so nothing wrong with that.
Is it about freedom or responsibility? I'm asking you the question, even if it's
Editor X.
Thank you. Thank you, Vipicula. That's one thing when you're multitasking, and Anna, she's not there, I think, to help me today. Thank you. This is what I'm talking about. Interaction between people before process and tools. Yes, because I mute my radio. So I was saying, like, Julieta from Mexico, she was actually asking me just before going live on Twitter with the hashtag Friday Live Agile if I am supporting the trucker. So, of course, this has nothing to do with business agility, you might say, or Scrum or Lean or whatever I do as a professional coach. But I'm also a citizen. I'm also a citizen who is fed up after, I think I calculate like it's 697 days since March 13, 2020. And of course, my responsibility as a citizen, I think, is to express my birthright of being free. So in that sense, I am kind of supporting the individual who took upon them the responsibility of exercising their freedom and putting people first over anything else. Because remember, Agile is people first over anything else. And let's go see. We have live right now with us V. Pecula, if I pronounce well, on what's going on with the truckers in Canada. Well, it's going to be a week total that they occupy the Parliament Hill of Ottawa. There's about 30,000 trucks, more coming since yesterday. So the downtown Ottawa is completely jammed. I heard that in Quebec City, our national capital of the province of Quebec, it's the same. I heard that there's another convoy in Calgary, Alberta, which is the capital of the province of Calgary. So it's a massive movement. I heard also from my client in the United States that there's a convoy from Reno, Nevada, and from all across the United States that's going right now. They are going to Washington. I heard that in New Zealand, they do the same to the capital of Wellington. I heard in Australia, there's a convoy of truckers. So you see, it's not about trucker vaccination, pro or anti-vax or whatever. It's literally about that now. I think people would like, and for those who know me, my opinion about being normal or not normal is not the point. The point is we would like to at least have something more empirical, something more scientific. And any virus, whether it's a coronavirus or another pulmonary disease, I think we come to it. So to answer Julieta on Twitter, it is not that I support the movement itself, but I support anyone who is creative, anyone who is exercising his birthright to be free. And I think as an entrepreneur, like I feel it all the week in my meetings. A lot of people are kind of fed up, and any virus should be treated at some point. After 24 months ongoing, I think we're gonna have to understand that, like in 1918 with the influenza, it became a seasonal room. So let's go to our first question live, because I've got a couple of questions before the live. But Picola says, like, hello, Alex. I am wondering if, as a coach, you practice creativity for self and others' development. Absolutely, yes, my friend. And actually, that was a thing that I exchanged with Marina Alex on my previous Dare Real Agile podcast that is available right now to download on Spotify, Deezer, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. We were talking about Agile and sales and money and Agile, but at some point, she shared with me that she had a personal transformation and she had to be very creative. And I don't know if the sense of your question, practice creativity. The coaches that I work with, or even that I support in my Agile Circle coaches, the most creative one are often those who went into a journey, a personal journey. And because, and I talked about it, actually, you might love my show of last Friday, Secret Agile, about evolution over transformation. And that I put innovation as an outcome of creativity. And as you know, in business agility, what we tend to do is to spark the capability of people to innovate. And so, of course, I think having this Friday Live every Friday, doing some kind of creative work, having my blog, having because yes, to answer your question, definitely yes, I practice creativity for self and others, and that's why probably also with some other people we have the gamification. You know, the gamification is often something towards creativity because your creative side of your brain will actually help developing, not adapting the agile value or the agile culture or the DevOps culture or the lean thinking. No, you don't adapt it. You have to go with the flow. It's a flow state of things. So in creativity, help us. And I'm pretty sure that nature with its authenticity is the creative power that will help anyone to develop for self and to develop with their team. I hope it's answering your questions. And let me see if there's other people here live. No. So let me know, Picula, if I answer your questions. And are you a subscriber? Are you a part of the new 17 subscriber that follow me here on YouTube? Or you are following me on Twitter, LinkedIn? I don't know, because it's the first time I think I see your name. By the way, LinkedIn, again, if you are watching this live, we don't see the chat. That's kind of curious. But anyways, so I'm going to go look maybe at some point after answering some other questions. So, and Anna, you were there, but you're not. Are you there still among the 7 people watching? And we get a spam here. How could I cannot remove the spam from here. Okay, so let's go. So there was, of course, a couple of questions that have been sent by emails and on the Twitter hashtag Friday Live Agile. I have one from Sandra Lean from Finland. And by the way, Picula, where are you from? Tell us in the chat or the comment below. So Sandra Lean, as a coach or facilitator, and this I could not put on screen, unfortunately, it is so important to ask powerful questions. Why doing it? And what's the value in it? Wow. Okay, so this is a big facilitator coaching questions. And actually, if you enter your journey into what we call the how could I say that? As a coach, it is important to ask powerful questions. I will say yes. Actually, even from a consultant, when you balance consulting, coaching, and facilitation, I was like, indeed, we as a coach are trying to get people to think for themselves. That's our main purpose. So a coach could facilitate also in a specific session or workshop or helping an individual or a team to get by impediment. So the powerful question will be very good because we don't want to do things for people. We want to make them autonomous, right? So because I remember, again, a coach do nothing else than ask questions to make people talk to each other, to make people talk with other teams, to make people having interaction between them. So yes, the powerful question will be set. So to ask your question, Sandra Lean, powerful question help us, the coaches, and even the Scrum Master, by the way, because I remind you that a Scrum Master is a coach. There's no such thing as Scrum Master versus Agile coach. A Scrum Master, it's a great coach for Scrum. That's period. Okay. So to your question, my dear, these powerful questions, the way we could ask those questions, and I will give you some tips even after that if you allow me the time. It's to let people have a conversation, as I mentioned, but it's also help us, the coach, really to be the mirror, to let people that don't even know what question to ask themselves. So by us asking them, it's like if we ask it on their behalf and we make them think and we make them solving what a problem. So eventually, if you use powerful questions frequently enough, people in the team will start to ask each other powerful questions more frequently as well, without any systematic or conscious effort. So that's what we call conscious agility as well, by the way. So powerful question, I meant to benefit the receiver of the question or the team, okay? Not the one who asked it. So it's a very good question, Sandra. Vai ask, you often mention that if we don't understand subsension, we can't understand Scrum. I don't understand subsension, and I think I am a good Scrum Master. What say you? Well, Vai, I don't know exactly you, so I missed some context. I don't know if you're part of the people live with us today, but of course, Mike Beadle, myself, and other Scrum Permanent and Ultra Functional, we used to really ask to understand subsension. It's because it's our background of physics and science. So subsension is really the interrelation of all the atom and the element and togetherness. So when you apply it to human behavior or human interaction that we are seeking, you could see that a Scrum team or multiple Scrum team at scale will actually benefit of understanding this interrelation of different elements in a decentralized way, by the way, because it's have to expand. So when you understand these principles of physics and this dynamic of subsension, which is the interrelation of diverse elements and togetherness for a common good, so the focus and the respect of the goal and Scrum. So I think you understand Scrum better. So you said like you think you're a good Scrum Master, so good for you. So I don't know in your journey and your experience, because I lack some context and I don't want to judge you. But as we often say when we coach other Scrum Master at the Agile Lounge, why don't you pass from a good to a great Scrum Master, and you could learn from Belden and of course pursuing like to a Scrum Master certification. So I see the chat is pinning. Oh, you're from Phoenix, Arizona. Awesome. I used to work there often, mostly in Scottsdale. So welcome. I love that sunny Valley States, and I love Sedona also to refresh. And Flagstaff. I used to work also in Flagstaff, Arizona. Let me see, because there's a... So you said, I'm an agilist, but also a life coach with study ACSM. But here's the thing, when we answer the questions of Sandra about powerful questions, if you continue your path with Scrum Alliance to get your certified Scrum professional, as now, I don't know, because now you know there's two paths. There's the product owner path, and for you it's probably for the coaching is the Scrum Master path. And you will get, Maria Picula, all of this kind of tools and knowledge to have a better wisdom. So if you're a life coach, how do you define life coach? Because for me, you know, that's the thing. A coach, and you put the adjective you want next or before it, it doesn't matter, because a coaching, if I'm a comedian like my colleague Marina and Sue and others, that if you didn't go to actually transform yourself through challenge, like I'm doing right now, the 42 days of Mahat challenge of active meditation for active coaching, and I'm doing also a juice fast for the entire month of February. So these things, when you act on yourself, of challenging yourself, challenging your status quo, challenging your, and this goes with your creative question. So I don't know, if you're telling me that a life coach use more creativity than an agile coach or a coach in sports, well, it's also a question of, are you creative yourself as a person before being a coach? Because we are a whole being, a whole person, so we are not just our professional selves. And because when you say here, like, and my question is more, let's show it here. You said, like, and my question is more relative to personal development, that which contribute to nurturing creativity, not with the end product of innovation in mind. Well, okay, but of course, I'm focused right now on business agility and any evolvement of how do you serve your user, your customer. So I kind of be specific. But of course, I agree with you that, when you hire a business agility coach, you don't hire a psychologist or someone to enhance your personal life or personal development. We do professional development. So you have to understand the boundaries here that we set forth. And if you have been through the ICF, which is the International Coach Federation, as I said, again, you're a coach, put the adjective you want next to it. At the end of the day, I saw the impact of my business agility coaching, my Scrum coaching, my DevOps coaching, of anything we do in IT, anything we do for the business and the marketing and sales, because business agility, it's everyone for the entire enterprise. I'm not talking about scaling here. I'm talking about... So, of course, I've seen often into my client, and you could see on the LinkedIn, some people have talked to me and to some of my other coach, how we were also a game changing in their life, in their personal life or in their career. And of course, with the FLEP program that we have, the Freedom Lifestyles for Entrepreneur, we help people switch from a day job into a day job. So, of course, I could agree with you that coaching, when we establish a relationship and a one-on-one kind of coaching, but you have to understand that in business agility and agile, and even though Scrum, as you said, you did your advanced CSM, so the next one is CSP, and you understand in CSP it's all about the team. In Scrum, it's all about the team. When you become a professional coach or an executive coach, now you start touching the more personal aspect of it. And creativity is one great thing that is one great asset, but you have to do it to yourself, as your previous question was saying. So let's go. I'll get back to you because I'm glad you're here with me. There's other people also on other platforms. So let's go now to Sylvain, answer your question. So yeah, when we exclaim that if you don't understand substantial, you don't understand Scrum, I think the fundamental is true. You have to understand the interaction between individual and between the teams. So you'll be a greater Scrum Master than just a good Scrum Master by applying this capacity of networking, and because that's the goal. Our goal in the Agile movement, it's putting people first before the tools, before the technology, and to satisfy the client. Because if you don't have client, you don't have business, period. So again, I'm not talking about life coaching here, just to give a twinkle to our guests right now. Rafaela, thank you so much for your Bitcoin and your tips, and also thank you so much. She said she sent me some Bitcoins as a tips, and she say thank you so much for what you do and the angle you take on business agility and Scrum. It's refreshing in this world of one-track mind. We are supposed to inspire people as coaches. Yes, we are inspiring people. We are not doing anything for them. And by going back to Sandra, powerful questions. If you want to unleash the creativity and others, you have to ask those powerful questions. So powerful question, you will avoid doing questions like, do you, are you? You will avoid the why that could be intimidating. The golden circle is very nice to do a brainstorm or to start an objective, key result type of thing. So why or what? But in questions to make people think for themselves, if you ask why, it could be a bit aggressive. So it's not part of the powerful questions. And if a question starts by do, are, if, it's not even though the question. So it's mostly a powerful question will be a very open-ended questions to make someone tell you a story, to tell you the story of his life, of his career, of So now, it could be something like, could you tell me when you start practicing Scrum? And so could you, not do you or when. So you avoid those kind of when, how, why, at, because it's already like, it could be short-ended. So open-ended questions to go there. So thank you, Rafaela, for your comment, and to remind us, the coaches, that we are here to inspire people. Greg says, how could I say that? Like, he says, like, don't you think that we should stop coaching? It's a great one, Greg, and start actually actively only facilitating more. So it's kind of tricky what I received on Twitter from Craig. So I don't know if you're there somewhere, but what I understand, that you think that as a coach, you might need to stop coaching. Well, so how do you define coaching in that sense? Because of course, I remind you, and you could see it behind me, maybe some far away, this competency, agile practitioner, and lean. So I think every coach should have the know-how and the know to do facilitation to a group of people. You should be able to establish a mentorship relationship with specific people on a one-on-one basis, but also mentora is also in the capacity as a coach consultant to help an organization or a team to build a community of practice. That's part of the mentorship at a higher level. Otherwise, the mentorship, it's like a friend. So you could coach anyone that, even if you don't know about, as I said, the adjective that you put next to coach. And I think a great coach is someone who have a lot of experience, more than certification, on being able to coach and inspire people from his or her own experience. So that, for me, it's really important. And so Greg, do less coaching. You could actually do and any kind of mission that you accomplish if you are a consultant or if you are internally. But great leaders, even though, like, you don't have to be a certified coach or to be a coach and title. I see in my client the greatest leader, not manager, but leader, conscious leader, are kind of coach, because they try to ask people, they ask from them to get a game plan and to do it for themselves. So I think it's like the coaching by itself. Back in the day when I was a student, I was they called me a director of call center or customer experience manager. But I used to coach a lot of people from experience to be a better call center agent, or to have a better interaction with the client, with giving them some tips based on matrix and facts of satisfied client that we could replicate according to who you are behaviorally. So the coaching, it's a kind of a two-way. It's not to help people, it's to actually bring them to where they want to go and to their objective. I think it is. So that was it for the question. So now let's go back to the chat here. If I'm lost here, the super chat. Oh yeah, I want to remove that one. Excuse me, just a second. Super chat. Oops. All right. So spam remove. Now let's go back to the conversation I have with one of my. I don't know if you're a subscriber. If you're not, please subscribe, hit the bell. Every Friday at 12 noon, I am here, sometimes once a month, with a guest to record live the Dairy Agile podcast. Yes, but as a coach, if I have the permission to coach you, Piculia, the yes, but it's, you might have canceling your thought previously. So you're not saying yes, you said no when you put a but next to it. You said like people need a break. That is the point at which nurturing creativity for self become important, and one agility, creativity, hygiene. Well, that's what I'm said. That's what I said. And when a coach also go out and market itself or herself, himself or herself, I think this is important there. Like, but you know, I don't want to make this as only on the power of creativity, because as I mentioned even last week, with the daring fact that I bring Terence McKenna into business agility. And I applying it for me. I think we agreed, but it's not just on the same kind of level or focus that we could put it. But as I mentioned before, my friend, agility here. If you employ agility outside of the adjective that is used for what we call the agile movement that I lately believe, this is why we need to put agile to agility and have this kind. It's a mindset for me. It's a state of being that will unleash your capacity for self, of course, because any transformation, again from the Latin forma, it's a form. So when you transform someone, you don't do necessarily a lot of things. I prefer as a coach to help them evolve. So this is why if you watch again what I did by the work of Terence McKenna, with or without the psychedelic actually, to kick your creativity even more. Yes, I dare at that point. So that was a question about what will we need to actually unleash change and transformation. And we came to the conclusion in our conversation that evolution should be over transformation. Because when you transform, you simply change the form of something, but you don't change the fundamental of a set goal or a system that not responding anymore to what you try to achieve. And when I say a system here, I'm not talking about civil or society, or I'm talking about, you have your biological systems, you have also your neurological systems. So how do you affect it? Okay, so it's neuro coaching. If you heard about that, but it's neuro coaching. How do you actually use your creative self, yes, to unleash more than nurturing, to unleash the real evolution of yourself as a person, and you could be a greater person into the play. I call it a play. It's because unfortunately, the nature of ourself, when you know thyself, you are really more connected to the creation and the creator that is part of you. And then after you have the dominant culture that try to impose onto you a structure and a system and a form. So these are the winner of transformation. What I'm suggesting now for my field of business agility, of any organization that want to actually do business in the decade to come, is you will have to evolve, not transform. So nature, it's creation, and culture, it's imposition. That's the way I see it. And of course, in imposition, there is absolutely, the outcome will be transformation, but is it transformation for the better? Because it could be a change for the worse, Yeah, actually, that's the thing. There's about 25 people watching us all across the board, Picula. I don't know you. I don't know if you know me, where you find me, but here's the thing. So nice conversation, nice MAA, but is there other people who would like to jump on the chat? And I'm going to go see on LinkedIn, because again, LinkedIn, it's a bit of mode, so we don't have to. And I agree with you, because again, one of the Agile value is, or principle, should I say, it's having an interactive face-to-face conversation. So actually, Picula, as you're watching on YouTube, and the description of the video, you will find a place for my virtual assistants where you could book a Zoom call with me because I'm not intending to go in Phoenix before June. So in June I will be in Denver. Actually, I think, I don't know, but anyways, so it will have to be virtual for now. So feel free to get your free discovery call with me, just to interact and network together. So you will find the link in the description below. It's a Calendly link, or you could also write me an email. You have the email on my YouTube page as well. So thank you very much for having tuning in, and stay there. And now I'm gonna want to see Michaela. Is Michaela? Let me see, because LinkedIn again, we don't see the chat in these streaming apps. So I gotta go there, and I apologize in advance for the possible feedback that we're gonna hear for a couple of seconds. There, yeah, here it is. Okay, so Mohamed asking us. Oh, there's 7 people on LinkedIn watching. What is the subject? This is from Mohamed on LinkedIn. What is the subject that a coach or a consultant should avoid at all costs? Well, it's really depend on the context, isn't it? And the context of professional services and any field, by the way, I'm not just talking about Agile or business or software development. I think it is most of the time, since I'm doing this, it's been about 20 years and I'm a business consultant. And when you do professional services with client, the different level of leadership, whether you're one-on-one or in team, I think that's the normal thing of avoiding like politics, avoiding, and I see a sub question that's coming here, avoiding politics, avoiding like things about like intimacy or sexuality. And of course, everything that Marina and we shared on the 3 weeks ago with the money and Agile. A lot of people don't want to talk about money itself and dead. But these are taboo subjects next to what we should not talk about. And I think when we play into the business world, okay, in the business world, what I try to intend when I do professional services, Mohammed, is sticking to the focus of why I am here with you guys. Then if you have a long-term relationship individually, when you go to a cafe, you lunch together, now you could kind of, it's the human-to-human interaction. It's not anymore the B2B, business-to-business interaction. So really, like, in my experience, I do prefer to really let go of anything that is actually, I'm not the one who believes that there's a work-life balance. For an entrepreneur, this is totally bullshit. But for me, when I get to a client, whether it's a one-on-one coaching, one-on-one mentoring, for my flip program, for my Agile coaching or whatever, we have to focus on the goal of why are we meeting, why I am servicing you. And as I said, if you have a long-term business relationship, you could become friends, and then the friendship will actually attach. So even though I'm not a prevalent of work-life balance, I'm although a prevalence of professionalism, of sticking to the reason and the purpose I am helping a team, a business, or an individual with my professional services. So small talk, it's good when you get to know the people you kind of work with. So I don't know if it's answered the questions. And of course, I talk about politics, religion, sexuality, sports sometimes. I remember one of the Mondial of football, of the Guigo Calcio, as we say in Italiano. I mean, co-workers were getting crazy, arguing about their national team, Italia versus Brazil and stuff like this. So, but do we have to avoid it? I will say no. Let's be authentic. And sometimes, according to the context, you might avoid talking about something publicly or within a team. So you have to be relevant for what you do as a consultant or as someone who serve a client. So that's, for me, again, the professional world, whether you're an entrepreneur or you work for a corporation, you have to, I mean, you have the right to your privacy, isn't it? But of course, for me, I'm truly more into the side of nature, creativity, and authenticity. So as I showed the trucker before, some people, because you cannot avoid the fact that people will judge you, people will misunderstand you. So that's a kind of unfortunate thing. So I don't control everything that people perceive from their angle. And you know what? I've learned very young to let go of it by not caring about it. I care about constructive criticism and again, talking about coaching, creativity, innovation, evolution of self, personal development, career development. I know it's really hard to ask for help, but unless you ask for advice, you ask for coaching, and there's an agreement between individual and consensus, in that case, constructive criticism will be more welcome if you have an agreement of being coached. Are you coachable? So it's often things that I ask question, and I will always set the boundaries of, here's my role as a coach within your organization, with your team, or always do a coaching agreement. And by the way, for those who are doing the path of certified Scrum professional, as a Scrum Master especially, you will learn how to actually do a coaching agreement with individual, with a team. It's really important. You have to set a clear, explicit agreement, collectively and individually. So I think that's the way to really think. Yeah, so Valerie asked about, you see, because it's not a powerful question, are you practicing what you preach? Well, if you have been following me only from today, of course, you may not know, but I'm a pragmatic coaches. And I'm coaching only in field that I acquire experience more than just knowledge. Because, having knowledge without having practicing it, what good it is. It become only my angle and my opinion that I could talk to you about it. So I will never offer any kind of services because, sometimes here's the thing. As I mentioned before with Picula, a coach isn't a jack of all trades. A coach, it's mostly, I would say it's a qualificative of facilitating, helping, training, and a field of to support people to go through a path. Right now and here and now, people will talk about transformation. personal transformation or personal development. Actually, I like the fact that personal development, because you will develop and develop, there's evolution. It's more important than just transforming. It's going to be really my motto of 2022. Evolution over transformation. But again, it's like one of my examples in some of my training or coaching in my Agile coach circle. And it's not a question that I have right now live on LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube, but I remember someone asked me in the last coaches circle, shall we take on something that we never did? For instance, all your career, you spend it doing Scrum, as a Scrum Master, helping these teams and developing the best process inspired by the base of Scrum. Because Scrum, again, if you understand substantion, you also understand the decentralization power of it and the fact that it's open source. You could configure it the way you want according to your context. You don't have to apply the artifact, which is 3. Tell me in the comment below, what are the 3 artifacts of Scrum? What are the 4 event or ceremony of Scrum? And what are the 3 roles of Scrum? So 3, 4, 3. And of course, in the 4 event, you could add a 5th one for the more advanced. This is the foundation. If in the context of a product development, of a professional service deployment, you don't need a product owner, create whatever role or the person who will focus on task that you need for your business context and your development context. So that's, you have to understand. So that's what I say. And if I go back to Vai, if you don't understand this interrelation and this capability of decentralization that you could find in the substantial definition and physics that you could bring into a team coaching and an enterprise coaching, you cannot understand the power of Scrum. And it's become to the question that Valerie had. Shall we take something that we never did? Personally, I prefer to answer yes to that, because I do believe that if I am the one receiving coaching, I truly hope that you coach me on the fact that you went through this path yourself, and that on top of knowledge, you have experienced it. You have example to show me a set of method, a set of ways to do it, or to actually, with your powerful question, let me think for myself according to what I want to solve. And when I say what I want to solve, it's not necessarily a problem. It's not always problem solving. Sometimes, and if I go back to Pekula, great first question, creativity, how creative are you to create new ways, to uncover new ways, or to self-empower yourself, to be the best version of yourself, and then to shine to others and inspire others. So, oh, Jenny Pierce, of course I know you. And I don't know either why your YouTube profile is not showing your name. So me, what I see is what I said, and I try to do it with respect. So, Jenny, yes, of course, we actually met within Scrum Alliance back in the day. Yes. So I will be more than glad to speak with you. So I hope you're going to take I don't know if you're still there, because now I see 20 people all around places. So great question. Yeah. And of course, the medium here, it's not meant to be, especially when among the 20 people, you're the only one chatting. So now, okay, now I remember you, Jenny. So I don't know about this. And what was your last question before you unleash who you are really? It was, and to speak to business, let's show it on the screen. And to speak to business, people are then prepared, clear-minded, and connected with others to solve the issue, product development, etc. Yes, makes sense. But of course, and I think I just addressed it. Yep. Oh, here's that one. It's a mindset. I agree. It's about people. Therefore, a Scrum Master or Agile Coach help other evolve. Life Coach is identical. But again, coaching is coaching. If I want to better myself in tennis, I will probably hire an instructor in tennis, someone who played tennis. I love this example when I do some training sometimes because people have to understand that. But life coach in private, I can wait. You explain me what it is. Because life, we all experience life, I understand that. But this is so much bigger than any other adjective. Life, you have the culture that could disrupt you. But what is your authentic self? What do we develop as a life coach? I can't wait to have a conversation with you in private. So it's about 50 minutes that we answer. So I'm glad that I received a lot of emails, and I would like to also welcome the 17 new subscriber on the YouTube channel. So please, people, smash the like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, because I know 86% of you who view me every week on YouTube, you are not subscribers. So please subscribe. I'm here every Friday as a Scrum Scout at 12 noon Eastern Time, 11 Central, and probably in Phoenix it was about 10 o'clock. And 6 p.m. for the people in Europe, 5 p.m. for the people in the UK. 1 out of the 4 Friday, I will do it in French for my community of Agile. So that was Alexandre Frederic Joly, your coach AF, who would like to always awake and agilize with me. And as I mentioned to Jenny, now it's not Pekula. So Jenny, do like her, take your free discovery session and let's walk the talk. Yes, because I'm a doer on top of being a thinker and a creative mind. And if you'd like to know more about what I do, go to agilelounge.com for more. And so people, yes. I was glad to be before you. Every first Friday of the month, we'll do this. You could always send your question in advance through Twitter with the hashtag Friday Live Agile all together. Next week, it might be February 11 already. We might do it early a little bit because I've got an engagement at 12:30. So having this engagement at 12:30, we might have to do it a little bit early. So I hope you like it. And please go to the link in the description of the YouTube channel and hit on not only your free discovery call with me, but also hit on my Rumble. I'd like to grow my Rumble channel more, to be more independent and what have you. So last checked on the multiple social media, if there's other questions that's coming. No, nothing on LinkedIn. Thank you very much. Linked out very soon. And on Twitter, do we have something? Not that I seems to view. And anyway, I think Twitter, it's coming to the chat of the Melon app. 3 new follower on Twitter. My God. While we were live. Nothing there. And about... All right. agility lover, business agility lover, I remind you again that you are a beautiful person. You are a powerful person. And you are free. You are free to be whoever you want it to be, to unleash your dream. And on that, I invite you to live on the edge. And have a wonderful weekend.
There's something wrong with the world today. I don't know what it is. Something's wrong with our eyes. We're seeing things in a different way. And God knows it ain't his. It sure ain't no surprise. We're living on the edge. Living on the edge. Living on the edge. Living on the edge. There's something wrong with the world today. The light bulb's getting dim. There's meltdown in the sky. If you can judge a wise man by the color of his skin, this is or a better man than I. Living on the edge, you can hear yourself.